Hi there. Welcome to live stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. For today's Pilates class, we are going to be using the Pilates ring toner to intensify our all body workout. If you don't have a ring at your disposal, no worries. Use the freestyle play option that I will give you. If you do have a yoga block, there are one or two instances where you could use the block as a substitute. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify where you need to, and feel comfortable to take a time out by pausing the stream as and when you need it. You ready to play? Let's hit the mat. We're going to set up for today's class in a seated frame towards the top end of the mat. And in a minute, we are going to roll it down onto the spine. So if you know that you've got a very thin mat or a sensitive spine, maybe your spine is very knobbly, or maybe you've got a pronounced curvature of the lower spine, take a little bit of padding, roll it up, and place it where your lower back will need that support as you come down on the mat. You're going to sit up nice and tall, bending the knees and connecting the soles of the feet to the mat. If you've got a ring, you're going to squeeze, or rather take the padded portion of the ring and you're going to squeeze it between the two knees. Sitting up nice and tall, you're going to start with just a light engagement into the ring and you're going to place your hands on the outside of the knees. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, you're going to squeeze into the ring so that you can feel those inner thighs engage, and then you're going to release. You're going to rinse and repeat 10 times. If you don't have the ring at your disposal, you're going to drop to the same setup. You're going to place your hands on the outside of the knees. With your hands, you're going to push in and you're going to resist with the knees. So you're not only going to feel the legs engage, you're going to feel that root through the feet, you're going to feel the inner thighs, you're going to feel that resistance, but you're going to work your arms at the same time. Whether you're playing with the ring or whether you're using the freestyle option, I want you to really feel that soft root through the feet. Pretend that you're pulling a zip from your big toe all the way along the arch of your foot, from the ankle, drawing along the inner thigh, and then pulling up from the pubic bone towards your waistline. So I want you to connect and zipper up. Let's do 3 more. Keep that spine nice and tall as you play. Last one. If you've got a ring, you're going to take the ring and you're going to place the padded portion on your hip bone on the left side. You're going to sit up nice and tall. The right hand, you're going to tuck behind your head, elbow nice and wide. You're going to take a little side crunch. You're going to pulse into the ring and you're going to come just off center with the head taking a little crunch to the side. If you don't have a ring at your disposal, you're going to tuck both hands behind the head, starting up nice and tall. On an exhale, crunch just off center to the left and come back to your start position. So it's a tiny little movement. You're just coming off the center line, giving me a little contraction through the trunk, and then finding your way back to center. Once you've done 10 repetitions on the one side, you're going to change sides. Either doing the freestyle option or using the ring on your hip bone as you come just off center, giving a nice strong pulse into the ring, and give a little bit of resistance as the ring comes back. So as the ring tries to open back up into its original shape, try and resist a little bit so that you have to work the body that much harder. Keep that soft root through the feet the whole time, so you're pushing and grounding through the feet and you're zippering up on those inner thighs and the lower abs. Last one. Come back to center and float the ring out in front. If you don't have a ring, you're going to just mimic holding a ball, a basketball between both hands. Give me a big breath in. On the exhale, float up. On the inhale, come back down again. You're going to rinse and repeat 10 times. Keep that soft root through the feet, so don't allow the toes to peel up off the mat. Ground through the feet and zipper up on those inner thighs from your ankle bone all the way to just below your breastbone. 2 more. Last one. Come back to your start position in line with your shoulders. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, twist softly to the left, think 180, and come back to your start position. Rinse and repeat, either mimicking holding a ball, and try to keep the distance between your hands the same as you move side to side. If you've got the ring, you're going to just give me a soft engagement into the ring so that you can feel that your arms, chest, upper back, and shoulders are all connected. Give me 2 more. Last one. We're going to start taking it into a little C-curve prep. Floating the ring out in front, chin line nice and parallel to the floor, soft engagement into the ring. Big breath in. On an exhale, nod your chin to your chest and drop the weight just off your tailbone, rooting through the feet, zippering up on the inner thighs and feeling that contraction through the core as you come off center. Hold it and float back to your start position. Rinse and repeat. If you're doing this freestyle, you can either mimic holding something in front as you roll back, or you can tuck behind your thighs to give me more of an engagement through the core as you round out and tuck just off the tailbone before you float back to your start position. Rinse and repeat. Keep that strong root through the feet and look for that connection through the inner thighs and your abdominals as you come off the center line, holding that scoop, almost a hollowed out frame, as if you were trying to wrap yourself around a big beach ball. Exhale to round out, inhale to come back. You're going to give me 2 more, and then we're going to clip all of these little movements together in one dynamic flow. You're going to start sitting up nice and tall. On an exhale, nod your chin to your chest. Use that C-curve and keep coming down to the mat, articulating down one vertebra at a time, slowly floating the ring overhead but not dropping it to the mat. Peel back up to your start position. Float the ring overhead, and then take a little twist side to side. If you're doing this freestyle, you're going to mimic holding a basketball between the hands as you play with this little sequence. Floating overhead, and then taking a side to side twist. Nod your chin to your chest, keep looking in towards your belly button, root through the feet. Remember that first little exercise we did where we were squeezing into the ring. So find that inner thigh connection. As you come up and float the ring overhead and into the twist, make sure that you've got your shoulders stacked over the hips so that you're sitting up nice and tall, and that you have to use those abdominals to keep your nice high seat frame on the mat. So find that root through the feet, zipper up on the inner thighs. Give me a beautiful long spine. Nod your chin to your chest. Look towards your belly button. Peel down one vertebra at a time. Look down towards your belly button as you peel back up to your start position. Keep that stack of your trunk over your hips as you float the ring overhead and then side to side. Try and make the movement as fluid as you can. Work with control. And the whole time, you're keeping those feet connected to the mat, and you're giving me a strong inner thigh and a strong ab connection as you play on the mat. Let's do one more full set, and then we'll end on the back, and we'll take it through a couple of play. Actually, no, let's end in a seated frame. So as you come up on your last one, and do your last little flow, you're going to start seated up nice and tall, then tip the weight just off your tailbone. Keep the weight off your tailbone, keep your core braced, and keep your feet rooted into the mat. You're going to float the ring overhead and back. At the moment, the ring is just a placeholder, so you're giving me really just a soft connection to the ring, and if you don't have a ring, you're just mimicking holding a basketball between the hands. Keep the weight off the tailbone so that you really have to use the core to hold the seat on the mat. So that lower belly area should be quivering. You're going to give me 2 more, and then we're going to play it up. You're going to pretend that the ring is a steering wheel. You're going to drive off center to the left, stacking one palm on top of the other, and then take it to the right. So now you should feel a little bit of shaking work through the trunk. So a little stretch from your rib cage to the hip bone as you come just off the center line, side to side. Try and keep that seat just off the tailbone. So you're using that root through your feet. You're using that inner thigh connection. And now we're tying in some shaking work through the trunk. Let's do one more to each side. As you complete your last one, Extend the legs softly out in front and make sure that you move your bum flesh out of the way and that you're sitting up nice and tall. Pretend that you've got your lower back and your shoulder blades pressed against the wall. You're going to float the ring out in front of you, and you can bring your feet in quite narrow, either just inside of hip width distance apart, or you could even sandwich them together if you prefer. I'm going to work with just a little bit of distance between my ankles. You're going to give me a single leg lift on the right as you float the ring overhead and come back to your start position, but try to keep that right heel floating off the mat. So you're not allowing the foot to thunk back onto the mat. You're trying to keep it hovering. So you need to use that inner thigh connection and that pull up from the pubis. And if you're doing this freestyle, you're just going to mimic the movement, trying to float the hands overhead and then back to your start position. Giving me 10 repetitions on one side, and then we're going to change sides. As that leg comes off the mat, you float the ring softly overhead. Try not to lean all of your body weight back. So try to keep your shoulders stacked over your hips and keep your gaze on the wall in front of you. So you really feel those inner thigh working, and you really feel those lower abs working to hold your frame on the mat. Let's do 2 more. Last one. As you complete the last one, open up the feet about hip width distance apart and place the padded portion of the ring on the mat. You're going to sit up nice and tall, and the distance is going to depend on the length of your arms. You're going to place the ring comfortably on its side and place your hands palms down into the ring. Take a big breath in. On an exhale, push down into the ring, and then knife edge the ring as if you almost wanted to stretch through the feet and come back to your start position. Push down into the ring, so there's lots of tension into the ring. Stretch forward, reach through your toes, almost tucking down to look towards your pubis. Keep the tension in the ring as you come back to your start position, and then release. If you're playing with the freestyle option, big breath in, float your hands overhead, exhale to scoop and round out through your belly, drop your fingertips to the mat, and then drag them in towards the center line, restacking and realigning your body. So either using the freestyle play option or ratcheting it up using your ring. Just knife edging that ring as you stretch through the toes and then come back to your start position. Pushing down, so I want you to feel the tension in the ring, and the whole time you're keeping belly to spine, whether you're using the freestyle option or whether you do have the ring at your disposal. Keep a soft brace into your feet as if you were kicking into a wall. Let's do 2 more. And on the last one, you're going to hold that forward stretch and we're going to play it up. So as you push down and stretch, tuck between your hands, almost looking down to your pubis, and then push down on the ring, peeping over your fingertips. Ease up on the tension somewhat and tuck your head between the 2 hands to look towards your pubis. So you're keeping that tension in the ring quite intense, just making it harder and a little bit less harder as you play. If you're doing the freestyle option, you're going to have folded forward and you're just going to play here, mimicking pushing down into an imaginary ring with resistance. So I want a lot of resistance through the arms as you push down to peep over your fingertips, and then ease up slightly to tuck your head between the 2 arms. Give me at least another 2, and then we'll bring it down to the mat. As you complete your last one, we're going to take it into a full extended roll down. So you're going to have the legs long and lengthened, but about hip width distance apart, either mimicking holding a ring or actually holding the ring with your padding in place behind you, and we'll play it up. Nod your chin to your chest, look down towards your belly button and peel down 1 vertebra at a time, slowly floating the ring overhead. To come up, nod your chin towards your chest, brace through the feet, zipper up on the inner thighs. As you come up and you restack, reach the ring over your toes, come back to the seated stack, float the ring overhead, and then give me a side to side twist. Let's do that again. Nod your chin to your chest, roll it down, come down with control through the core, control through the inner thighs. not dropping the ring to the mat behind you. Nod your chin to your chest, brace through the inner thighs, peel back up, stretch over your toes, come back to your seat, float overhead, and then side to side, keeping the spine nice and tall. Nod your chin to your chest, roll down one vertebra at a time, lots of control through the inner thighs and the core the whole time. Brace through your feet, zipper up on the inner thighs, peel back up, stretch over your toes, find a high seat, float the ring overhead, keeping your torso stacked over your hips as you find your seated frame. Nod your chin to your chest, roll it down one vertebra at a time. Look down towards your pubis as you peel up, stretch over the toes, find a nice high seat, float overhead, and then take it side to side. Let's do 2 more. Finding a rhythm of your own and keeping control the whole time. So belly to spine the whole time that you're playing. Remember, the more slow and mindful your movement is, the harder you're working, because you have to keep control of the body and not rely on momentum. Last one. You're going to give me 1 more roll down just to connect to the mat, and then we're going to play on the back. So nod your chin to your chest, roll down. If you've got any padding underneath the back, as soon as you've connected to the mat, just bend the knees, connect the soles of the feet, lift your bum up off the mat, and then just scooch that padding out from underneath you. You're going to place the padded portion of the ring. You're going to find a resting spot somewhere between your belly button and your pubis. So you're going to find a resting spot on that soft belly area. Placing the ring, placing that pad more or less between the 2 hip bones. You're going to place your hands palms down on the top of the ring. We're going to work a little crunch. Start with a neutral spine position on an exhale. You're going to tilt your pelvis to 12 o'clock, imprint your lower back into the mat, scoop, peel up, push down into the ring, getting me as much tension as you can, and then peel back down to your start position. Push down into the ring as you scoop, peel back to your start position. You're going to rinse and repeat. If you're using the freestyle option, you're going to place your hands palms down on the belly area, either side to side, or you can overlay them, and you're going to push down on your belly as you nod your chin to your chest. Scoop, peel up. Weight is just off the shoulders, about 2 fingers of air between your chin and your chest as you come up. Use your exhale as you come up, and then peel back down to your start position. Find a steady rhythm of your own. You're going to give me 2 more. And then on the last one, you're going to hold for 10 seconds. So as you come up, push down into the ring, hold that scoop, keep pushing down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, peel back down. Take a little time out. We're going to work a modified bridge from here. And if you don't have the ring, you're going to keep your hands on the lower belly area, and you're going to keep pushing down on the belly as you come up. Start in neutral spine, tilt your pelvis to 12 o'clock. You're going to push down into the ring as you roll up into a bridge line. Keep pushing down into the ring, and then peel back down to your start position. Once you've reconnected to the mat, release the tension in the ring. Push down into the ring, root through your feet and your inner thighs, peeling up into a bridge, squeezing through the glutes and the legs, and then peel back down to your start position. Rinse and repeat. If you're doing this freestyle, you're pushing down onto the belly as you come up into your bridge line. So giving a little bit of resistance, pushing down with both hands before you come back to neutral and release that pressure on the belly. Either working with or without the ring. Give a little bit of resistance as that ring opens back up into its original shape. Give me 2 more. You're going to end the last one in a high bridge, and you're going to hold for 10, pushing down as tightly as you can into the ring. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the tension in the ring and peel down. Once your back is reconnected to the mat, release all of the tension in the ring. Float the ring overhead, or mimic holding a ring overhead, and drop and relax your shoulders into the mat. Draw the legs up into a little soft tabletop line, keeping the knees and the feet softly clipped together or in a loose parallel line. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, float your knees just off center to the left. The ring stays overhead, so the ring is not moving at all. The dropped weight of your shoulder blades has locked the ring into position, and you're just gently tick-tocking the knees off the center line. Pausing as you come off the center line and feeling that little tug from your rib cage towards the hip bone side to side. So I want you to feel that shaping work. If you're doing this freestyle, you're just floating the hands overhead, keeping the shoulders nice and heavy into the mat as you tick-tock pattern with the knees. See if you can give me 3 more sets. As you complete your last set, we're going to work some modified sit-ups. You're going to take the ring and you're going to place the padded portion between the 2 knees as you drop the soles of the feet to the mat. If you don't have a ring and you do have a yoga block, you can give me a narrower stance and you can squeeze a yoga block between the 2 thighs. Alrighty. You're going to tuck your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide in a surrender fashion. Start with just a really soft engagement into the ring or the block, so just basically preventing it from falling to the floor. Then you're going to squeeze in, scoop, peel up off the shoulders, brace your core, look down towards your belly, keep pressing in, roll back down to your start position. Once your back line is reconnected, let go of all that tension. Squeeze in, peel up, keeping that tension even and holding that scoop for a second before you peel back down, keeping that squeeze even the whole time until your back line reconnects, and then let go of that tension. So I want you to really feel those inner thighs working, feel that connection through the lower abs. Think of the first exercise you did on the mat when you were rooting through the feet and finding that zip from your ankle bone all the way along the inner thighs, and then pulling up from your pubic bone towards your sternum so that you zip it up from your feet to below your sternum. Exhale as you peel up. Inhale as you come back down to the mat. Let's do one more. Keep those elbows nice and wide. As you come back to the mat, take a little time out. We're going to repeat that little crunch, but this time you're going to have the arms long and extended, and you're going to reach it either between the ring or just above, depending on whether you're using the yoga block as a substitute. Extend both arms out in front, stacking one palm in front of the other. Begin in neutral spine, big breath in, squeeze in, scoop, peel up, almost trying to reach through and past your kneecaps, holding that contraction for a second before you peel back down. Squeeze in, keep that squeeze even the whole time as you peel to crunch and hold. Keep the squeeze even as you come back down. Only once your whole back line is reconnected to the mat do you ease up on all the tension. And really try to find that contraction through the core and hold it. Scooping or holding, feeling the belly quivering, feeling those feet firmly rooted into the mat and your inner thighs totally zip it up. Let's do one more like this. Peel back down to the mat, take a little time out. You're going to come back into that extended arm, but this time you're going to stack the opposite arm on top and we're going to come up higher above your ring line. Begin in neutral spine. Float the hands on top of the ring. Take a big breath in. Scoop, peel up. Come just off center to the right and just off center to the left. So you're keeping the scoop the whole time. So the lower back is imprinted into the mat. Weight stays off the shoulders as you oscillate side to side. If you're doing this freestyle, whether you're using the yoga block or not, you're just going to gently oscillate the hands side to side. Once again, like a slow moving metronome. Keep that contraction through the core. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Peel back down to the mat and take a little time out. Reach for the ring, and you're going to loop or feed your head through the ring so that the padded portion is resting in the nape of your neck. And then you're going to feed your palms through, palms looking up to the ceiling, and you're going to scoop to peel up so that you can feel the weight of your head comfortably resting in the ring. If you're not working with the ring, you're going to give me a surrender arm. So you're going to tuck those hands behind your head, and you're going to try and scoop, peel the weight up off your shoulders and hold this frame as we tap out, or keep your head on the floor and the arms on your connected palm down to the mat. All right, pick your poison. Big breath in, scoop, hold your frame and draw your legs up into a tabletop line. You're going to alternate tapping the right big toe and the left big toe to the mat. Keeping that scoop position. So either surrender arms behind your head if you don't have the ring, or head connected to the mat. If you've got the head off the mat, you're going to have to work harder to hold that brace through the core. Give me 2 more like this, then we're going to double up. Tap both toes down the center line together and back. Keeping the integrity of that 90-degree behind the knees so that you can really feel your belly begin to burn and scream at you. See if you can give me 4 more. 3, 2, we're going to crisscross pattern out after the last one. So you're going to come back to your single tap. So you're just tapping up and down with the feet, and you're giving me a slow, controlled rotation as if you wanted to tap your elbow to your knee. If you're doing this freestyle, you're going to just crisscross pattern the arms over. Don't force the elbow and the knee together and throw your weight side to side. So I want a controlled rotation through the trunk so that you can feel that shaping work happening. Give me 2 more. Last set. Peel back down to the mat. Untuck the ring from underneath your neck. You're going to place the padded portion of the ring between the 2 knees, or use your yoga block once more. Float the legs up into a tabletop line, arms soft and relaxed at your side. You're going to give me 10 big squeezes into the ring or the yoga block, and then come back to your start position. I want you to really feel those inner thighs working so hard that they begin to quiver. Keep your chin and your shoulders nice and heavy to the mat. Give me 4 more. Belly button as heavy as you can to the mat. As you complete the last one, float the ring or the block so that it's between the 2 ankle bones, either keeping your tabletop line as you squeeze the 2 ankles in towards the midline of the body, or give me an extended line so that you're at a 45-degree angle. If you're feeling the lower back, you can tuck the hands, palms down underneath the bum, and give me an almost diamond shape between the 2 hands just to support the lower back if you need it. It's going to feel really hard. It might even feel to you that the ring isn't budging as you squeeze in. But if you are squeezing in, you are going to feel that work happening. Give me 2 more. We're going to set up a modified 100 from here, either keeping your legs at the 75-degree angle or with the knees bent. You're going to scoop, peel up, float and hover your arms off the mat. We're going to work a slow modified 100. Inhale and come up slowly for a count of 5. Don't beat the arms. A slow rise and a slow descent. Almost think of the liquid being pulled up in an injection and then being squeezed out through the injection. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Legs either bent or long and extended. Try to keep that scooped frame so your lower back is imprinted into the mat. 2 fingers of air between the chin and the chest as if you were tucking or squeezing a grapefruit underneath your head, and the weight stays off the shoulders. Your core is braced and quivering. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you complete your last one, you're going to peel back down to the mat and you're going to make your way onto the side, either using the ring or no ring. So you're lying on the side. If you've got the ring, you're going to take the padded portion of the ring and place it not on the ankle line, just above the ankle line so that you don't bruise the ankles. And you're going to come into extension on the mat, giving me a small prop preferably, or using the bottom arm as a pillow if you prefer. If you can manage a small prop, it is preferable. You're going to have more of your trunk engaged and you're going to find more benefit, more shaping happening into the body. You're going to brace your top hand into the mat, or you can keep it softly relaxed on your thigh as you lift, hold, and hover that ring off the floor. Squeeze softly into the ring so that you can feel that your inner thighs are engaged. If you're doing this freestyle, you're going to float the legs in parallel, but I want the distance between those legs to stay consistent the whole time as you're playing, so don't allow that shape to change. Hold, hold, keep holding that brace. All right, we're going to change it up. You're going to squeeze softly into the ring and back up. So you're thinking of Ving in and Ving out. If you're doing this freestyle, you're just going to give me a tiny little squeeze in, working with resistance as if you were squeezing into a basketball that you had gripped between the 2 legs. All right, hold steady and then lift and dip. Lift and dip. If you're doing this freestyle, keep the distance between your legs the same and feel that little pinch happening in the top waist. So almost as if somebody was giving you a little pinch through the side to lift and lower those legs. Give me 2 more. And then stop with those legs hovering off the floor and use the ring as a steering wheel, coming just off center to the front and just off center to the back. If you're doing this freestyle, just mimic, pretend that you've got a ball squeezed between the 2 legs and you're just driving that ball backwards and forwards. Last one. Connect your bottom leg to the mat. Roll the ring forward until it touches the mat. Bend your bottom leg out the way and roll the ring back, feeding both legs through the ring. V out and hold for 10 seconds. If you're doing this freestyle, just mimic pushing out against an imaginary weight. Hold, and then give me soft little pulsing motions. It's going to feel like the ring doesn't want to budge at all, but just squeeze out and come back in. So playing with that tension in the ring. Give me 2 more, and then you're going to lift and dip, Ving out and holding that tension steady on the ring as you lift and dip. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Reconnect to the mat. Bend the top leg, feed it out of the ring and begin above the ring line. You're going to tap in front of the ring and behind the ring. In front of the ring and behind. Use the tap behind to lengthen from your hip bone to the toe. Use that as your active stretch, and then the front tap as your release. If you're doing this freestyle, just make sure that you pretend that you've got a ball that you're lifting your leg up and over. So the leg is coming up before tapping out in front and behind. Give me 3, 2, last one, in behind, and then reach for that top leg and take a little stretch, holding onto the foot and then pushing the foot into your hand as you would in dancer, Notarayasana. And then feeding both legs through the ring, and floating over into your belly, coming straight into a locust line. V out. Find a little marble underneath your nose, roll the marble away, peel up, floating your arms and your legs off the mat, and then V out into the ring and give me little pulses in and out through the ring. If you're doing this freestyle, just hold the freestyle locust, extending through your fingertips and the toes. Either stay here or morph into bow by bending the knees, reaching for the ring, and then bracing with your ankles into the ring, repositioning the padding if you need to take a little stretch here. Then feed the ring out. Come to a 4-point kneeling frame on the mat. Take the padded portion of the ring and place it below your breast line, finding a little resting spot on the mat. Either executing from 4-point kneeling, giving me a little bend through the elbows, using the ring to come back up, or giving me a full plank line and giving me a modified push-up, keeping the elbows hugging in towards the midline of the body as you shoot for between 5 and 10 controlled push-ups. Once you've done your 10 push-ups, you're going to set yourself up to rinse and repeat that whole sequence on the other side. So give me a little flip over on the mat. Tuck the ring between the two thighs. Find your small prop. Lift, hold, and hover. Squeezing into the ring softly so your inner thighs are committed and you can feel that strong pull up from the pubic bone towards your belly button line. Then soft little pulses, 10 little pulses into the ring, and then allowing it to open back up again. So being in with the inner thighs. Last 2. Then squeeze in and hold that squeeze steady as you lift and lower both legs in unison. If you're doing this freestyle, keep the distance between your two legs the same as you play. Feel that little pinch happening through the top side. All right, 2 more like this, then we're going to drive. So you're going to pretend that ring is a little steering wheel. You're going to come just off center to the front and just off center to the back. You're going to feel a little bit of shaping work happening through the obliques and into the trunk. Keep those inner thighs committed. Keep that soft squeeze into the ring. Last 2. Drop the bottom leg to the mat, roll the ring forward till it touches. Bend the back bottom leg, feed it out, and roll the ring back so that you can feed both legs through. V out, lift, hold, and hover. Keep those legs working, so keep pushing out so the ring is as tight as you can hold it. Then give me soft little pulsing motions, Ving your legs in and out. It's going to feel like the ring doesn't want to budge at all, but V both legs out simultaneously. And then allow that tension to ease up somewhat. 2 more. Hold steady. So V out and hold and lift and lower both legs in unison. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Reconnect to the mat. Feed the top leg above your ring. You're going to tap in front of the ring and behind the ring. Focusing on the back tap as you pause and hold, and then your front tap as you release. Keep belly to spine the whole time. Visualize pulling up a zip on a really, really tight pair of skinnies. So I want you to pull up from the pubic bone towards your belly button as you take that tap behind. Let's do 2 more. Last one. End with the leg behind. Bend that top leg, reach for the bridge of your foot. Squeeze the top knee towards the bottom knee, taking a little stretch, and then rolling over, feeding both legs through the ring as you find your locust line. Palms at your sides, palms looking up to the ceiling. Find a little marble underneath your nose, roll it away, coming into the full expression, hovering your hands and your legs off the mat, and then squeezing out into the ring. Holding steady or bending the knees and working a modified bow, readjusting the padding if you need it, Taking a beautiful little stretch here, and then feed the ring out from underneath you and find your way onto the back. We're going to work the little stretch series using the ring, and if you don't have a ring, you could use a hand towel or even a TheraBand or a belt or a strap, yoga strap if you have it. You're going to feed your right foot into the ring, grabbing the ring underhand. You're going to bend and extend through the right knee, trying to just open up that tight little kink behind the knee, and you can bend your supported leg, connecting the sole of the foot to the mat. When the leg's nicely warmed up, extend and hold and tug down. Keeping your chin line soft and your shoulders heavy into the mat. See if you can extend your supported leg and brace into that heel. Hold. Then grab the ring underhand with your left hand and T-shape your right hand. Take a big breath in, tug down, and come just off the center line to the left as you float your head to the right. Stop when you feel that little engagement of your ITB band, that little bit of uncomfortable tightness around the outer quadrant of that knee joint flaring up along the outside. Come back to the center line and change hands. Big breath in, you're going to open up the leg as far as you can to the right as you take your head in the opposite direction. And if you need more work, you're going to actively bend the elbow, engage the bicep, thinking of bringing those toes closer towards your nose. Come back towards the midline of the body. Bend your supported leg, connect the sole of the foot, and grab the ring underhand. You're going to give me a one-legged roll-up. Nod your chin to your chest and peel up, floating the elbows wide. Soften through the elbows, round up, rolling back down one vertebra at a time. You're just going to give me 5. Floating up nice and high. Think boat line as you come up and give me a long line through the spine. Use the ring, float those elbows out. So you're adding a little bit more of resistance. Last one. Come back down to the mat and change legs. Bending and extending as you just open up that tight little kink behind the left knee. When you're comfortable here, keep the leg extended, keep tugging down actively on the ring and see if you can extend your supported leg, bracing into the heel. Keep belly to spine and make sure that you aren't arching through the neck. So nod your chin to your chest, make your shoulders and your ribs nice and heavy into the mat. Big breath in. Grab the ring underhand with your right hand, T-shape your left hand. Tug down towards your nose and come just off the center line to the right as you float your head to the left. Peel your way back to the center line. Change hands. Big breath in. You're going to open up the leg as far as you can to the left as you look to the right. If you need more work, actively bend the left elbow and think of tugging the whole foot closer towards your left ear. So you're going to feel the bicep working. You're going to feel more work along the back chain of the leg as you do so. Peel back up to your start position. Bend your supported leg. Connect the sole of the foot to the mat. You're going to give me 5 little one-legged roll-ups. Remember, elbows floating nice and wide. Ground through your supported foot. Nod your chin to your chest, floating your elbows up nice and wide. Peel down one vertebra at a time. So I want you to feel that contraction through the core as you peel up, and that same contraction and work through the core as you hollow out to roll back down one vertebra at a time. Even though the movement is fluid, I want you to still roll down through the entire spine. So feel each little nodule of the spine. Pretend that you've got a little string of marshmallows on the mat beneath you, and you're trying to squish them one marshmallow at a time as you roll up and down. All right, last one. You're going to end on the back, and you're going to feed both feet into the ring. You're going to extend both legs and then drop down. Make your 2 bum bones heavy and weight them into the mat. As you do that and you tug down on the ring, you're going to feel an intense stretch up the back chain of the legs. Try and drop both sets of toes towards your nose and pike your heel bones up to the ceiling. Keep actively tugging down. Watch that you're not straining that neck. So nod your chin to your chest. Make your shoulders and your ribs as heavy into the mat as you can. We're going to work a modified rolling like a ball from here, and then use that rolling like a ball to take us into a boat hold. So you're going to think of bending through the knees. Keep pushing your feet into the ring. If you're doing this freestyle, I'll give you a quick view now. You're going to nod your chin to your chest. You're going to peel up, keep those elbows nice and wide. You're going to round out through the spine, rocking back as far as your shoulder blades to keep gently rocking back and forth. If you're doing this freestyle without the ring, you can brace your hands on your shins or behind your thighs as you round out through the spine. Keep that rounded little C-curve frame, so keep thinking of somebody dropping a weight through your sternum. As that weight pushes down on your chest, you start rounding out through the spine, and momentum will take you back as far as your shoulder blades. Don't roll onto the neck and then come back up. Hold a boat-like position with your weight just off your tailbone, either legs in table, or come into extension and try to draw the ring as close to your chest as you can, bending the elbows as much as you need to so you can bring it as close to your chest as you can. Do that 3 times, giving me a little rock back. Come back up, either holding in table or coming into extension, really trying to bring your chest as close to the top of your thighs as you can. Soften out, roll, and come back up into your boat line, finding that beautiful little stretch. Long and lengthen through the spine. We're going to take it into a little Paschimottanasana from here. So come down carefully. Don't thump your feet on the mat. Drop the legs softly to the mat. Readjusting, holding onto the ring, elbows nice and wide as you fold forward, thinking nose to knee. If you are quite released through the lower back, bend the elbow so that you can really tug down on the ring and try to get more release through the lower spine. Give me 10 more breaths here. If holding the forward fold is too much for you, inhale for, let's say, 4 counts, and then exhale for 8 as you come down, and just give me a little undulating release. Otherwise, hold the stretch. Then softly unhook the ring, bring our hands to prayer in front of your heart, and just end off your practice by taking a little bow. Namaste to you all. Thank you so much for coming out and playing with me today. I really hope you enjoyed today's ring series. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Shoot me your comments in the comments box, and remember to subscribe with your notification bell on. I shall see you all for yoga on the mat tomorrow. Until then, keep it light.